Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So, today we have huge news. We have several huge, enormously big news. So, let's talk about what was said today and why they are so significant. And plus, today we'll do something a little different. Normally, I just cover Bitcoin. Today, let's cover a little bit about alts as well. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. We are about $1,000 higher than this morning. So obviously, some good things were said today, right? We actually went up as high as almost 62,000. So we've come down now a little bit, but it's great to see that Bitcoin is above 60,000 once again. And some of the alts are still rallying. So I'll talk about some of them today. But what was the big news? Actually, we have several. This is not a good one, but it's significant. The U.S. Labor Department revised the 12-month job growth in the U.S. down a massive 818,000 jobs. So you know how sometimes we know that the numbers don't make sense and we know that the government just kind of fakes numbers? This is one of the reasons why we know that's true. Because how do you all of a sudden, supposedly if you have all the numbers, they shouldn't be wrong, right? So how is it all of a sudden you notice that, hey, over the last year, we are now missing 818,000 jobs, nearly 1 million jobs just gone. Maybe because they were never there to begin with, and they were, fudging the numbers a little bit. And now it's adding up. And now, to fit the narrative, to make the economy feel worse than it is, or this is actually how the economy is, and they were making the economy look better than it was. Now we got the actual numbers. So, it's just mind-boggling. I don't know how this could happen, how, if you collected the numbers, how it could be so off later on that you have to revise it, and maybe they're hoping no one sees it. Anyways, it's not good. But how this helps is, well, if the economy is not doing so well, that means Fed Chair Powell has to cut, right? They have to cut. And that is exactly what the Fed minutes that came out today said, that there will be likely a rate cut coming in September. So this is all aligning, you see. They're just changing numbers to fit the narrative. We need cuts, and we need cuts now, right? So if you're looking at a prediction for next month, we still have 33% for 50 basis points, 25%, 67% for a 25 basis point cut. So we're definitely going to get a cut. Is it going to be 0.5% or 0.25%? We'll see. Powell is still going to be speaking this Friday at Jackson Hole, and we'll see what he says. If he's dovish, then that percentage for 50 basis point will go up, and the markets will rally, right? So it's good. It's good. Very good. So this is one thing that came out today. What else came out today? Well, talking about Jackson Hole. So you have the CEO, Franklin Templeton, Jenny Johnson, and she did a little speech at Jackson Hole and said that TradeFi, traditional finance, underestimates Bitcoin's enormous scale. I think most of us do. 36.6 trillion in transactions last year. That's more than MasterCard and Visa combined. That's crazy. That is an enormous number. That's why she is bullish on Bitcoin, why so many other banks and asset managers are all bullish on Bitcoin, because if you just look at the numbers, they are staggering. And here's the kicker. Bitcoin processed 36.6 trillion in transactions without a middleman, without a centralized entity actually saying yes or no, right? Everything across the Bitcoin network can be done by any person on the planet across a decentralized network, and no middleman, no centralized entity can stop it, right? It's a totally different animal. It's not just a network that's transferring transactions. It's the only one that's decentralized versus everything else out there. You look at PayPal, you look at whatever, Visa, MasterCard, you look at Swift or any bank transfer, ACH stuff, they're all controlled by centralized entities, except Bitcoin. It's very, very different. That's why, again, if you understand Bitcoin, you'll only be more bullish about Bitcoin, right? And so many of these leaders of Wall Street now, they're starting to come around. They're starting to really pay attention and study it and realize, oh my God, this is an amazing invention, and why are we not more into it, right? So that also came out today, pretty good. What else? Bitcoin parabolic rally may start in Q4, according to historical price data. Well, Peter Brandt posted this. This is pretty interesting. What I want to really focus on is look at the halving dates of the last 4 halving events and look at the halving close price from those last 4 cycles, including this one that we just went through. First cycle, the halving event, Bitcoin was at $13. Pretty impressive considering it came out and it was worth 0, right? And then it went up to $650. Then it went up to $9,600. And this one that we just went through, we were nearly at $65,000. Again, for people that are bearish, all you have to do is look at the numbers and look at how the lows keep getting higher, the highs keep getting higher, the halvings keep getting higher. And yes, you look at it, the last 2 halving events, after we had a halving event, the price actually went lower, right? So you look at in 2015 and 2017, after the halving at 650, went down 27% to 476. Okay, the 2018 one went down 10%. This one went down, we're down about 26%, right, from our low, but we're not actually there. We're not, we're a lot closer to that point. But still, again, we move, even with all the different scenarios and everything, we kind of move still according to the same behavior as previous cycles. And of course, you look at the new highs, I mean, it just keeps on going up. Why does anyone have any doubt about Bitcoin? This is what it does. It has up and downs, a lot of volatile movements in between, but every single cycle, Bitcoin goes a lot higher, and that's the end of the story. So that's why you want to accumulate as much as you can while you still can, while it's still cheap, because it's not so cheap anymore. Bitcoin's not 10,000. Bitcoin's not 1,000. Bitcoin is nearly $100,000. It's that simple. ETFs volume exploded today, just like yesterday. I'm sure we're going to tomorrow when we get the numbers, we're going to get massive inflows into Bitcoin, BlackRock's ETF again, and all these others. That's not going to be a surprise, right? Some say that we're still in this Wyckoff accumulation pattern, which we may be. But you know what's afterwards? Well, we go back up. We're going to go back up to 73,000, and then we're going to break out, right? There's a lot of patterns that show this. A lot of charts show that we are getting ready to break out, right? And we have some catalysts. We have some good news that could definitely do it for us. And plus, we have so many shorts waiting to get wrecked, like $15 billion worth of shorts waiting to get wrecked. And when that happens, we'll get massive short squeezes. That's going to drive us to the next leg up, right? So, yeah. And the final thing I'll show you guys is this. Again, a lot of people think, oh, we're not going to go higher. We topped out. That's from people that have no clue of what's going on. Like I showed you guys, if you've been through a cycle, you've been to 2 cycles or 3 cycles, you know that we are still early. We didn't even begin the parabolic bull run yet. And when it happens, it's going to blow people away. You're going to see gains like you've never seen before. And if you live through one, you'll know what I'm talking about, right? We're not even there yet, even though everything is already very elevated. But just wait until the end of the year. And next year, that's when things will be much, much bigger. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. All right, what else is there? Well, I said I'm not just going to talk about Bitcoin today, okay? But I've said plenty about Bitcoin. We got a lot of good news, a lot of big things. But what else? What about some alts? Well, Vitalik is starting to turn bullish on Ethereum once again. He tweets, I've been told I need to do more or do less philosophizing and do more of Ethereum bull posting. So he posted this, okay, which is obviously AI generated, but still, I'll say some good things about Ethereum. How about this? BlackRock's Ethereum ETF is approaching 1 billion in net inflows. I'd say that's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty bullish. So that is something to pay attention to as we move up in this cycle. It's not just going to be Bitcoin that's eaten up by these institutions. It's also Ethereum. And here's something that's really a big shocker. Ethereum, for the first time ever, has dropped below 10% balance on the exchanges. Has never been this low in history. Take a second to think about it. Ethereum has never had this low of a reserve on exchanges in its existence. That's pretty bullish. I'd say that's pretty bullish. Okay, so pay attention. Pay attention. Ethereum probably make a move and will be jumpstart once again, right? So there, I said some good stuff about Ethereum. What about Polygon? Some of you guys have asked me, like, hey, why is Polygon picking up again? Why is Polygon going up? I finally have an answer for you guys. Coinbase. Coinbase is supporting the migration. Coinbase has not supported a lot of other migrations, like Gala, for example, and Fetch, or Fetch AI, to ASI, right? But Polygon is too big to ignore. So they are going to support the migration of Matic to Pol. So that's pretty big. That is pretty big. So that's why Polygon's going up, right? So again, those of you guys are wondering, why is Polygon so stagnant, right? This alleviates one of the biggest hurdles for them, Coinbase support. So that's also pretty good. But besides just, Coinbase support, you got a lot of other dApps that are using, ZK Sync, right? Like Aave, for example. Aave is debuting on ZK. What? Aave V3, okay, is expanding. Powered by ZK Sync, which is what Polygon is into. A lot of projects are into ZK technology, but Polygon also... they're really heavily involved with ZK Sync. Anyways, Aave is one of those DeFi projects that is on Ethereum, but has now expanded to a plethora of other chains. So good for them. Good for them. And in case you're wondering, people have charted Aave's current movement to Maker, which is another DeFi project with their own stable coin. And you can see it's very, very similar. And if it continues to be similar, well, guess what? Aave may be pumping. That's pretty interesting. A couple other things. Solana is still pretty strong. Meme coins continue to dominate. Solana DEX volume representing 70% of all spot trading activity. I wonder what the percentage of Solana's DEX volume is to everyone else, because I'm pretty sure it's a very large percentage too, right? Solana is still leading in everything. Transactions per day, active addresses per day, DEX volume per day, whatever metric you get, it dominates. That's why it's still in a very good spot. So, and lastly, for those of you guys that are Cardano fans, right? Cardano's Chang fork, it's been reported, it's going to come out August 27th. Okay. It's named after Phil Chang, and it's going to make Cardano more decentralized and getting it more ready to scale with Hydra. So I think those are two major things. And a more secure too. So Cardano fans, stay tuned for that. All right, that's pretty much it. Overall, today's not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. Let's do some Q&A. All right. Jason says, George, could you say hello to my mom, Sally? She has recently joined me for your evening live streams. Hey, Sally, you have a good son there. I'm glad he brought you in, and now you are a Bitcoiner. Hopefully a Bitcoiner, not a meme coiner, or both. Jay Wild says, whatever you guys do, don't mention ICP. That's good advice there. Fern J, can you look up Zago? I aped into it. Sorry, I'm not going to just look up any random coin you aped into. Grim Discovery. Thank you. Oh, today is DCA day. Let's bring up the portfolio. Today's a good day to check that DCA portfolio. Let's see what it's up by. It should be up pretty good week over week. All right, brought it up here. 24 hours up about 4%. 1 week up 4.7%. And overall, still up 40%. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Doc, Bitcoin has 95K. Where's AVAX? That's a very specific question, man. Why don't you just say 100K? I don't know why you said it. 95K. I don't know. At least be double from here. I'd say at least double from here. Probably higher. Probably a little bit higher than that. All right. So what am I going to DCA today? The winners are still winners. Bitcoin, big winner. Solana, big winner. Even ETH, big winner. Avalanche, I DCA'd into. Little winner is still in the green. BNB, huge winner. A lot of people ignore BNB, man. BNB is solid. Stacks is winning. Fed is winning. Jupiter winning. A lot of others are not winning right now. A lot of alts got decimated. Let's see. Cardano is still not doing that well. VeChain not doing well. Polygon, even with today's pump, is still down substantially. Injective is coming closer. Man, this is tough. I don't know if I should add. Hey, Cock is about to turn green. Sui and Cosmos both down today. On a day like today, they're down. Man, I'm really not sure. Maybe add a little to Pepe. A little to like Render or something. I think Stacks. Bitcoin is still down. I think Stacks will follow Bitcoin. I like Jupiter too. And I like Sol. Sol did not move much today. So, but I'm too heavy in Sol already. I'm going to go with, I guess I should add some Polygon. I think the Coinbase thing is a big deal. I'm going to add to Polygon, even though today's up 70%, it's still down 47%. This could jumpstart them. So I'm going to add a little to Polygon, add a little bit to Stacks, and I guess that's it. I'll just do it to those two. I don't have to go with 3. All right. Let's add a little to Polygon here. So $50 into Polygon. $94.055. And then let's add a little of Stacks. Even though I'm winning on Stacks, I just feel like Stacks will go a lot higher. Because Bitcoin is only going to get stronger from here. All right. So I added Stacks and Polygon today. Both about $500 something. All right. We'll continue to do this every single Wednesday. Drop the old coins. You know what? Sometimes I'm really tempted to do that. But, you got to give these coins, sometimes they're good projects. You just got to give them a chance to come back up. Steven BMX11 says, I went to the Rare Evo conference last week and Cardano community looks strong. Great to see. Even got to see a video of Hoskinson's health and wellness facility they're building in Wyoming. I did hear about that. I don't know what's up with that. But it's good. Good to hear. How much do I bench? Like these days, nothing. I injured my shoulder also. It's like, it really bothers me, so I can't even bench much right now. Buy Perpy and the Toyota Land Cruiser. All right, stop spamming the chat, man. What top meme coins are you betting on right now? As of right now, none. I still hold what I hold, but any new ones? No. And right now, memes are not doing that well, but they will. We'll have meme coin season again, that's for sure. What do I think about Filecoin? Not a big fan of Filecoin. Did you hear about the Marge X scam? No, that's an exchange. But what happened to them? Sahil, hi mate, I'm from Australia. Can you do more price prediction for Matic this bull run? You don't need a price prediction, man. Just know that it's gonna be higher than where it is now. Okay, like that's as good as I can tell you. No, I'm not speaking at Token 2049. I'll be there though. I might be. Actually, I may. If they do something with Karate Combat, if they have a panel or something, then maybe I'll go up. But other than that, I'm not speaking at anything. Shiba Inu had big news. I must have missed it. Did you talk about the Phantom migration? No. No, I did not. George, could we do a poll, the people's choice? Poll about what? What do you want me to do a poll on? McDonald's meme scam. I don't know too much about it. Someone hacked their IG or X or something like that, and people fell for it. If anyone actually falls for a McDonald's meme scam, they deserve to be scammed, honestly. It's like, of course, McDonald's is not going to be running no meme. It just doesn't make any sense. And yeah, I don't know the details of it. It just sounds stupid. Have you ever bought a coin on exchange, then can't find a wallet that accepts it? Yes. These days, not so much. Back in the day, almost everything was like that. It was hard to find a wallet to support most of the new coins. But these days, not so much. George, who inspired you to get into crypto? Myself. I paid attention to headlines and I saw something talk about Bitcoin went to $1,000 for the first time, and I started researching. I'm like, what is this? I was so burned by the housing market. I didn't pay attention to any kind of investments at all. So unfortunately, I got into Bitcoin a little bit late in 2013 when it hit $1,000. I'm like, oh my God, you can mine this digital currency out of thin air and make money with it. That's how I got in. 2013, 2014. Then I got out when it started crashing. Didn't understand, but that was my first stint. When will the Solana momentum come back? Soon, my friend. It always does. I just got the new Jeep Wrangler 392 Final Edition today. I gotta say, that, whatever Jeep did with the exhaust, man, they nailed it. That Wrangler sounds so damn good. It's like the best sounding stock car there is. It is awesome. And overall, it's It's a very fast SUV. I'm really impressed. Really impressed. Except the price. I'm not impressed with the price because it's over 6 figures. Way too expensive. No, it's not a speaker. It's just a big V8. Listen TMV. Are you planning on holding for like 10 years or hold till the top? Okay, I'm gonna hold some forever, but I will be profit taking as we get higher and higher and higher. I'm definitely gonna profit take, but there will be some that I'll hold forever. Am I planning on buying a Land Cruiser when Bitcoin hits all-time high? No. The new Land Cruiser looks really bad. Nothing like the old Land Cruisers of the past. Dragon. Yes, it's a natural aspirate engine. No turbos, nothing like that. I'll drive it during my crypto cruise this week. And then the full review will be on my other channel, Drivers Only. Am I into classic cars like pre-60s? No. No. Too old for me. What about a new 2025 F-150 Tremor? The Tremors are nice. You know, not as extreme as the Raptors, but they're still nice trucks. The F-250 Tremors are also pretty nice too. They're just huge. Andrew Johnson, at what point should you quit dollar cost averaging and just move on and leave the money? That's a good question. So basically you're asking, when do you stop DCAing? I mean, that's just too hard to answer at this point. I mean, obviously you don't want to DCA if you knew where the top was. You don't want to DCA towards there. But again, it's always hard to time tops. I would say, you know, rather than stop DCAing, just increase your cash pile. That's really, you increase the cash pile more than you DCA. So that way, even if you're wrong and it starts coming down, you just have plenty of powder, right, so to speak. Yeah, I'm not a fan of FJ Cruisers at all. A 4Runner Pro, a 2025 4Runner TRD Pro would be a badass SUV to have. That's go approach like $60-something thousand though. All new cars are getting quite expensive. Minister of Truth, I feel like I want to put my XRP into Render or Sol. Any thoughts? Me personally, I don't hold any XRP, so that should answer that question. Thoughts on Porsche? Sure. Why not? Why not? I think their SUVs, Macan and Cayenne, you know, their front ends are quite ugly, but their rear ends look really good. I think it's almost the same for the 911s too. They try to make the front ends similar, but it's not aggressive. It's not really sexy in the front end, but the back end is amazing. If you look at a back end of a 911 Carrera or a Turbo or GT3, the back end of those Porsches, man, they're to die for. They're beautiful. Side profile is good too, but the front end, they all look similar. You can't tell one from another apart. I mean, and they just don't look that good. Even with their SUVs, even with their EV cars, they all look the same on the front. Grim Discovery. I got 1K into Bitcoin 2 weeks ago. Good move. Sure. Sure. Would you buy a Lambo Urus or the Audi RSQ8, even though it's the same chassis? This is the age-old question, right? You're buying a Urus because you're telling everyone you could afford a Urus, okay? You're not trying to buy something that's similar. The RSQ8, even though it's the same chassis, it ain't a Lambo, so don't try to play that bargain, like, oh, it's a bargain because it's the same chassis, it's almost the same car, but it's half the cost. But that's not the point. You're buying a Urus because you're trying to tell everyone that you're a baller and you could afford a Urus. So, Chris, that's your answer. If you could afford it, then get it. And almost everyone gets a Urus, gets it for tax deduction purposes anyway. So, if you want max tax deduction, you go with the Urus. Ken Rose, I'm pretty comfortable with what I have in Bitcoin. I'm very tempted to start allocating 75% of my future DCA into Soulmatic AVAX. I know BD is king. Your thoughts? Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Remember, 50-25-25 rule. Okay, 50% in Bitcoin. If you have 50% Bitcoin, then hey, you got another 50% in big caps and small caps. So, you're perfectly fine if you have enough Bitcoin. Yeah, it's the same with G-Wagons. That's why Mercedes could charge a ton for G-Wagons. During COVID, they were going for like 200,000 over MSRP. It's insane. Because everyone wanted it for tax deductions. What do you think about the GX550? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, but it's not as luxurious as X5 or GLE. It's just okay. It's better. It's way better than the 460, but it's not as good as the competition. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Overall, today is not bad. Could get better. We got several big news, right? We got more coming. So stay strong, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good night. Take care.